Now, Connor, as a South Carolina fan, the thing I'm worried about going in this season, to be honest with you, is the defense. You take a look, you've got 10 scholarship defensive backs on your roster right now. You lose guys like J.C. Horn, Israel McQuamu, John Dixon, Jamie Robinson, Keir Thomas. I mean, the transfer portal killed you. Obviously, with a coaching change, that's bound to happen. You do return guys like Aaron Sterling, Brad Johnson, Jordan Birch, Zach Pickens. There's talent there. But even Shane Beamer made the point of saying, if we wanted to run threes versus threes right now, we just simply can't do it. We don't have the depth on that side. But you bring in Clayton White, and this question more so goes around something you said off air, Connor, which is the 4-2-5 defense. You bring that into South Carolina, you bring that back, and I think a lot of fans are excited about the opportunity that presents you to get your athletes on the field, get guys moving in space. Again, we're all excited to see Jordan Birch, these newcomers like Jordan Strawn and Debo Williams. Just talk about how beneficial, not just even from South Carolina, but places you've seen at other schools as well, how the 4-2-5 can be beneficial for a defense and how you think it could help the athletes at South Carolina.
Yeah, you have to do it in this day and age. You see more and more teams doing that, running, having as many guys out there who can cover as possible. It's the name of the game. And especially in the SEC now, with all of these teams that want to run these offenses that are going to spread you out, you need to have your athletes out there. Now, I think the biggest loss on that defense, and one of the biggest losses in the SEC, has to be J.C. Horn, of course. In my opinion, he's the top cornerback in the draft. I would take him over Patrick Surtain. I think he is that good. And I think that so much of what he did last year, for those who just followed kind of casually, was lost in the shuffle. Maybe they saw the Auburn game, what he did to Seth Williams. I would love to get those two guys in a room and just see kind of how they would talk about that day, because it was so telling. But you take away a guy like that, you take away Israel McQuamu, and you see just what this defense is going to look like now without those two lockdown corners. And I think that, you have to be able to get as many of those guys out there as possible. So many SEC teams are running this modern offense, where even a team like Kentucky with Eddie Gran last year, they have since pivoted to a much more pro-style offense. Liam Cohen runs the Sean McVay style offense. They want to run a lot of 12 personnel. So it's a different time. And it's good to see that South Carolina is adapting with those times. Will Muschamp's is a great defensive mind. I almost said offensive mind. That would have been a mistake. He's a great defensive mind. He absolutely is. But I'm excited to see kind of what this evolves into, what this new system is going to be. I think running a 4-2-5 makes sense. You've seen teams like Mississippi State. They want to run a lot more of those, those types of packages, and have that, with Zach Arnett there. I know they like being able to have that, more speed on the field at times, because you need to be able to have that in this era of football.
For sure. We also need to mention Ernest Jones. You lose him at the linebacker position. So there's going to be a lot to replace on that defensive side, and Clayton White and Shane Beamer and that crew definitely have their work cut out for them.